What's up, everybody? So today I'm sitting down with a friend of mine, Fatu M. Kaba. She's the founder of Key Global Network. She's an author, a writer, an entrepreneur, somebody that I've known for about 5 years now. So I'm excited about this interview. I need a comma to talk, stack it up and then I put it all in the vault. Welcome back to the Comma Conversations podcast. Now, Comma Conversations, Fatu, if you don't know, it has two meanings. The number one comma is because we embracing the duality of people's lives. So, when you are, just in this world in general, a lot of times people try and put you in a box. So they want you to be this or this. And if you this, you can't be this. So this podcast is all about embracing the duality of people's lives, understanding that you can be multiple things. In Fatu case, you can be somebody who's, an entrepreneur, comma, a Canadian, a new Canadian, no, anything. You feel me? A immigrant, comma, a student, comma, somebody that's about family, comma, a sister. So you can be all
Okay, like
different things.
that.
You feel me? And then the other comma is about talking about things that's going to put some money in our pocket. Because at the end of the day, we all are trying to grow and expand ourselves and expand our knowledge, expand our careers, just give valuable insight on helping people in their day-to-day lives. And, as Black people, whether it be Black Americans, whether it be Black people in the diaspora, I'm still a true believer that we all need to work together and we need to be sharing our experiences, because at the end of the day, nobody's going to take care of us like us. So a lot of times we get sectored and segmented, but at the end of the day, don't nobody take care of us like us. But no, I'm good. How are you doing? How's Canada?
I've been loving Canada, honestly. It's been really
Yeah.
good. A lot of people be asking me why you left the US. I'm just like, hey, opportunity come, you leave.
Yep. Yep. So
But
you
it's been
left
really good.
something with your degree took you out there?
So I'm currently doing my master's here.
Okay.
Yeah, I after I graduated in the US, I decided to move here because the international student status in the US was a little bit limiting.
Yeah.
And so I decided, hey, I think I'm gonna go to Canada, and I had like a good impression of Canada from a
Yeah.
long time ago. So it was like easy to make the decision to move out.
So what you said you in Winnipeg, right?
No, I'm currently in Halifax, Nova Scotia.
Oh, where's that at? Hold on, let me get on my Google. Cause my sister is in Winnipeg.
Oh, okay.
I have a
I'm
sister
in
out there.
Halifax. I think we're kind of far from each other.
Okay. Halifax. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, y'all are far away from each other.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you out the way. Oh yeah, you out the. Oh, you out the way, out the way. Wait, I thought you was in Canada.
I
Is
am
that
in
still technically
Canada.
Canada? Oh, I didn't even dig that Nova Scotia was Canada. See, I'm thinking that it's two completely different
Oh my
Johns.
God.
So y'all are like right across the way from Maine, like Boston, Maine. Y'all are like right there. Okay. All right, that's cool. Do you see a
But it's
lot of
really
people
cool here.
cross over? Like, do it be
Mm,
people from Maine up there?
I think it depends, but there's like a very huge community here, and there are
Yeah.
a lot of people from all around the world, honestly. Um, I'm not sure I've seen like a lot of people who are from the US, but I have seen a lot of people from like other places like the Middle East, part of Africa, and it's kind of very diverse depending on what you think. And
Yeah.
also for like the Black community, there's a very large Black community here.
That's what's
And
up.
it never feel like you are not at home, because
Yeah.
recently I went for like this Zambia independence celebration, and it was just like a lot of African food. I was just like, hey, I'm enjoying this one.
Yeah. As you should. As you should. So what
Yep.
would you say the biggest difference is going from Philly to
Mm.
Halifax? I know it's probably a lot.
Okay, okay, that's a very good one. I think Philly, I had my family there. So maybe
Uh,
that makes a lot of difference because I have my sister and she's a very social person. So I am sometimes
the
social,
sister
but
that
I
I
think
met,
yes.
yeah, I remember your sister.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
How's she
so
doing?
most
She's
of the
good?
oh, she's doing good. She
That's
recently
good.
bought a house, which is really exciting. And I was just
Ooh,
telling her,
okay,
hey,
okay.
I'm coming to visit and I already just going to live there. So
Yeah,
yeah,
that's
she's doing
amazing.
well.
Yeah,
Yep.
but sorry, not to cut you off. So what was the differences then?
So the difference, I think, it's one, the family,
Mm-hmm.
but in terms of professionally, I think Halifax here has been better, and that's also because of the status as an international student.
Yeah,
Um, I don't know if you know about it, but international students in the US have a lot of limitations on how many hours you
yeah,
can work
yep,
and the kind of career path you can undertake depending on your
right,
program of study. But
right.
here, like you see, I just launched my platform. Now I'm just like, hey, I can be an entrepreneur without having to face like legal issues.
Yeah,
So that's a big deal. So professionally, I think Halifax, like Canada in general, offer more like prospect and opportunity
yeah,
for immigrant than the US. I mean, other people make it in the US. It just I once read a quote that say, "Success is not a place; it's a destination." And I felt like
yeah,
US was not my own place or destination, so I was just like, "Hey, I'm going to Canada," and so far it's been really good.
yeah. And sometimes when you make that move, just putting yourself outside of your comfort zone and jumping and being like, all right, let me just go and do it. It puts you in a headspace where it's like, all right, now I can start to seize every opportunity and start to
Yep,
really like, take my destiny into my own hands. And I see you've been doing that. I see your platform and everything is jumping. I see you've been,
been
putting your
trying.
content out, and that's amazing.
Yep, I've been trying.
Yeah.
So when I just came here, I had a class that say you have to attend networking events and you get
Mm.
graded for how many networking events you attend. And that was a little bit out of my comfort
That's
zone
dope.
initially.
That's dope
It
though.
was.
And it's
It
not
was
out of
really
your
good.
comfort zone because for this is for the history between me and Fatu. Fatu used to help when we did diaspora networking, and you was on there helping all the time. So it's not out your comfort zone. I know you do the networking events
I
because
mean,
you was one
I
of the
think
main
it was
people
just like
helping.
living home. So like having
Yeah,
to actively go to events that are in
yeah,
person. It's
yeah,
sometimes little different compared to when you just
yeah,
like behind your phone and there is because sometimes like there is this pressure of meeting a lot of people in person.
yeah.
And so that was really good. I attended a few. I got a good grade for it.
Okay.
And but after the class, just like the few events I attended really prompted me to attend more events. So now I'm very like
Yeah,
active with attending for events around me and getting involved. I think I have been a lot more involved here than my first few years in the US.
yeah,
So
yeah,
that's a
yeah.
big like plus for me. And I always sometimes I tell people, hey, come to Canada. I'm like, are you marketing for Canada? I'm just like, no, I just good.
Yeah. But that's cool. Where you found somewhere where you feel like you found a home there. And that's what it's
Yep.
all about. At the end of the day, wherever you go, you want to be happy where you are and feel like you satisfied and you content where it is that you live. So
Yep, it's
I'm
basically
happy
that.
that you standing on that and you standing in your truth with that.
Yep. A home away from home.
But if you want to give a brief introduction of what it is that you're doing right now, because I see you posting a lot of content centered around, organization and motivation and, just taking a leap of faith and investing in yourself and starting something up. So if you would like to speak on that.
Thank you so much. I really like the idea of your podcast. And that's really something that we all should be embracing is that people can be multiple factors and not just printed with one brush. Anyways, my name is Fatu M. Kaba. I am currently a graduate student here doing a master's in technology, entrepreneurship, and innovation. I'm originally from Liberia. I am an author. I love writing and storytelling, and also currently practicing for being a model and a voice actor, so that hopefully I can be able to
Oh,
turn
I was
some
gonna
of.
ask you about that. How is that going?
It's been going really well. I had like a trainee yesterday, and I was just like, "Oh my god!" But it wasn't hard. It was just like a lot of information that I didn't know. It was really good. So I'm very looking forward to that, and also been working with a few people trying to see, hey, how can I turn some of my novels into like themes for like screenplay?
Hmm.
So I've been working on here and there, and recently I think the biggest milestone is relaunching Um, Key Global Network, the one you saw online. It's
Yeah, yeah,
basically
yeah.
meant to be a storytelling platform. I grew up, like I said, in Liberia, and that had a lot of influence on the kind of things I want to do because our background obviously influenced us a lot. And I
Right.
saw a lot of ordinary people who do really amazing things, but sometimes don't have like the platform to really share their stories. And sometimes the books I write are about fictional characters that depict the day-to-day experience of these ordinary people. And Key basically it's meant to provide tool for people to understand this is my story and this is how I can present my story in my most authentic voice without having someone else tell our stories.
Yeah,
And so it's all about education, but also making it more entertaining so that other people can be able to learn and empower themselves from it. Like
yeah,
sometimes the people who we see sharing their stories are people who are way above our grade. Like it's like the CEO of this thing or this big person of this thing. But what about like the ordinary people who are doing amazingly well, if it's just little
mm,
and their stories are not getting told? So most of the time you don't see yourself represented among the people who you see on like big podcasts or like big
yeah,
shows.
yeah,
So I'm just working around that and eventually hoping to provide some training on conflict resolution, education, storytelling. Just how can we empower our community and let people be themselves and also do the things they enjoy doing? Because I have tried doing things that I don't enjoy doing and it's not fun. And
mm.
so,
No, it's not. I second that. I second that. Now, when you are starting to write as an author, how do you come up with the material that you're gonna write? Like, what's the inspirational piece for you?
oh, I recently did a recording on this one, but I've not posted it. But
Okay.
anyways, okay, I'm just gonna say it. So it depends, right? There are some people who, when they are writing, they basically just like jump into it. I used to do that, but oftentimes when you just jump into it, you face writer's block, and then you
Mm,
start to like get demotivated and not sure where your story is heading.
yeah.
I faced writer block for a while, and eventually did a lot of started doing research because writing initially just something I've loved to do. I love storytelling from a very young age. So what I do now when I have an idea is I usually have like a pen and paper, or sometimes just have my notebook on my phone or my laptop, whatever is available to me, and I write down the idea. I just like write down
Yeah.
as much as it's currently in my mind, and I
Right.
just like put them down. And after a while, I have a template that it's a very basic template that I just fill in simple question of what is this book about? What are the common tags that when you think about this book, it's going to come to your mind. And
Yeah.
so
So
I
so you feel like you gotta capture at the moment that you inspire by something, you feel like you gotta capture as much as possible so
yep,
that it doesn't, because people get busy, you might forget something down the line. So you feel like at the moment that you get inspired, it's like, all right, I
you
gotta
write it,
jot this
you
down right
capture
now.
that. Yep.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
after then you think about planning it out because when you just like capture it and you don't plan it, you also get in the situation of not knowing how far I could go. So like I said, I have a template where I filled in to help me basically organize everything, develop log line, questions, and everything, and then do an outline of the book. So based on that outline, then I can start my writing of like the chapters. That has been really productive so far. It keeps me organized and it also helped me understand where my book is going because I can always go back to the outline and say, hey, this is where it was supposed to be, and then develop based on the outline and also make sure I'm not like getting out of my genre because
deviating.
sometimes you get messy with how the story is supposed to go.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
So it's not a hard process. It's really easy and it's really enjoyable when you know how to like really plan your thought out.
Yeah. So when you are coming up with the characters that are going to be in the pieces that you write, do you feel like you base those characters on people that you know in real life, or maybe a combination of different people or different experiences?
So, like I said, that also depends, right? It also go back to the planning. What message? Because
Mm,
when I'm writing a book, one thing I also think about is who is my intended audience and why am I writing this book? True, I have the inspiration and everything, but beyond my own inspiration, the people who because as a writer, I'm not only writing for myself. I enjoy doing it, but also you want people to be able to read it and get your
and
intended
connect with
message.
it. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
So I first make sure that I understand and based on that, and then decide where the plot point is going to be based on. Is it going to be based on because I have a book called The Harder Choices, which it's still a manual manuscript, but it's mostly based on the people, maybe not directly, but the people, the kind of influence that I had growing up as a
Mm,
child. So it's mostly based on that kind of experience. It's very cultural, it's very specific to
mm.
certain people, religion, and culture. And those is basically my own point of view of the things I saw. But I also have another book called On Holiday, and that has to do with everything else, not even people around me, but just the things I watched growing up, the kind of things I see on my social media, the kind of books I read, the kind of things that are influenced
Mm.
heavily by everything around me that is not even directly related to me. So it really depends on who your audience is.
Okay. Now, if somebody wants to buy your books, how can they go about buying your books?
And so I'm currently doing like a final draft to post on Amazon
Okay.
for Fiona and on Holiday, but the other books I'm trying to get an agent to publish
Oh,
it
got you.
because yeah, that gets a
I
little
got you.
complicated. But I'll definitely make the announcement once the ones that are on Amazon
Okay.
are available. But the other ones, I want them to be traditionally published for
Got you.
personal reasons, and also just for like the credibility of it, and for the people who these stories are being told for.
Yeah. And make
So
sure when you get that published, or even with the stuff that goes out on Amazon, let me know. Send me the links and all that stuff
I
and the
will.
promotional material so that I can post it up and help you promote it too.
I
Definitely.
definitely will. Thank you
There
so
was
much.
a I forget what it was called, because my dad self-published his book on I think Amazon. What was it called? Not Squarespace, but like Amazon bought that company. So what you talking about with Amazon, you can self-publish your book on Amazon, right?
Kendall, right?
Let me
Oh,
see. I'm about to find this out right now.
go for it.
This is something that you can do when it's a when it's your friend on the podcast. This is the break you can take when it's a friend on the podcast. Dad, what's the when you self-publish your book, what's the program that you used?
Uh, shoot. It's with Amazon.
But wasn't it called something else and then Amazon bought it? Create Space.
And then it's KDP, I think it is.
KDP.
That's ADP Kendall.
Look at it and tell you, but I'm I'm in the car right now, but
Oh, okay. I'm talking to my friend, and she was about to self-publish her book, and I was gonna see if it was the same thing that you was talking about.
it's through Amazon.
Okay. All right, I love you. All right, all right. I'm gonna talk to you later. Bye. He'll talk
Yeah,
your
it's
ear
the
off.
same
If
thing.
you don't
It's
get off
80
the phone with him, he'll talk your ear off. But okay, so it's the same thing basically. That's what's
Yeah,
up.
they have another one here in Canada too, and I'm testing it. But Amazon have like a very large community that it's
Yeah,
easier also. So I've already created my Kindle account, and I'm just like
got you.
uploading the book right now. I'm just got a little busy, but
Yeah,
it's so far it's a lot easier, and there are also like a lot of information on Amazon website to help you for like self-published author.
yeah. Well, as soon as you get it, let me know because I'm gonna definitely
I
post
will.
it up,
I
and I'm gonna buy
definitely
some
will.
copies for sure, for sure. So I don't really have no other questions.
I was
To
gonna ask you
be
a
honest with you,
question
yeah.
though.
All right, ask me a question. What was the question that you had for
Yeah,
me?
I was gonna ask. I saw recently, when I left from the US to Canada, I noticed that okay, I had issue with getting my US SIM for a while. And when I
Yeah.
went to Clubhouse, I
Mm-hmm.
noticed it's a whole different platform. It's
It's a whole
so
different vibe.
it's dead. Honestly, I don't want to like say that, but it feels different that I just deleted it.
It became so like toxic on there. It was like, what? Like, I would when I logged back in and was like, all right, because I took a break from doing the diaspora networking just because the partner that I was working with, she had stuff going on. She couldn't really do it anymore. I had personal stuff going on. So it was just like it needed to take a break for a second. So when I went back on the Clubhouse and was like, all right, let me try and restart this thing up, everything was just like
It's different.
the Black Americans versus the Africans and the Africans versus the Black Americans
I
and
saw that a
everybody versus
lot
the
too.
whoa, what is this? What is this?
I saw that a lot too. And they've also like take away like they've also added a lot of pre-recorded features
Yeah,
that
yup.
and I was just like, this thing was hot when we can just come here and
And just
record. I
yeah,
already have YouTube and other podcasts that I can listen to pre-recorded. I don't think I want to
right.
do that on Clubhouse too.
On
It's just
Clubhouse, yeah.
yeah. Mm.
I think
So
that I think that Twitter came, and when Twitter started doing their spaces, I think so many people went there because it was like a bigger name, a bigger brand, and it was more convenient. So, but Clubhouse was cool when it was like the idea was that you can just jump on there, you can talk to anybody from around the world. Y'all are in the same room, and you can just connect and network. So what we
yeah.
had going on when we was all doing diaspora networking, it was dope because it was like, yo, I'm talking to all these different black people from around the world, and we
Yeah.
all
It was
connecting.
really good.
It was really good. It's so much of like not just Clubhouse, but so much of like social media has become stupid, toxic. Like I was just talking to Sabrina about this too. Like so much we're getting presented. I don't know if it's the same right now in Canada or on your social media feeds, because I know it might be a little different in the space that you in. But here it's all about like the black man versus the black woman and women versus men. It's all
Oh,
like all
okay. My
podcasts right now
feed
are
is
talking about that.
oh my God. I see that sometimes on TikTok, but that is not too much on my feed. I think it's also because of the kind of things I watch.
Yeah.
So sometimes they can summarize like your feed based on the kind of things around
Yeah.
you.
What you're
But
searching for.
yeah.
Yeah.
But usually I feel like most of mine right now will be around, I want to say like being an author.
Yeah. That's
So
lovely. That's lovely. It's
so most of the
it's
time I just get things on empowerment, author advocacies and stuff. So
oh, see, that's you doing it the right way. You doing it the right way. Cause social media becomes so toxic, and it's like every podcast right now, Oh, let's talk about our meeting will end in 10 minutes. Every podcast right now, not everyone, but so many podcasts right now, like once a topic becomes hot, everybody just blasts
Everybody
that
jumping.
topic. So it's
Yes.
like, oh, what should a man be doing? Is it 50-50? Is it 50-50 with the bills? What's the high
Oh, I
value
saw that
man?
too.
What's
Oh
the
yeah.
black women? The black women do this, and this why single mothers are bad. Da, da, da. It's all
Mm.
like so much constant negativity being pushed. And me and Sabrina were just talking about it last night because she was like, yo, I go to work and I hear people talking, but I know it's just the same thing that they heard from these toxic podcasts. And it's like, leave that on the internet. This is real life. That's just the internet.
Yep. And sometimes I feel like people be doing it just for like the views, and the
Yeah.
likes and the comments, and which I don't think is good. Recently I was also on a TikTok live. It wasn't really about the whole toxic part, but it was just at some point we got to the point of who gets to pay the bill, who gets to pay for the date and blah blah
Yeah.
blah blah blah.
Are
And
you
I was
doing the
just like,
cheesecake and all?
yeah. I mean, one way or the other, we feel like we have to like get into the whole relationship conversations. It just gets really toxic and unnatural when
Yeah.
it comes to like the
Yeah.
black folks, because there is just like a lot of like sometimes we disrespect ourselves a lot.
Yeah.
Um, but hey, we just gotta keep dealing with certain things. So
Yeah. And I love the way you said it. You were like, yo, I go on my social media. It's about advocacy. It's about being an author. Like you can change the circumstances of what you see by looking for different stuff and searching for different stuff.
I'm one person who one thing I do is if I feel like a person is spreading too much hate messages that is beyond my own comfort zone. I'm very open-minded, don't get me wrong. I love
Yeah.
to listen to diverse perspective and things, but I just certain people who when we totally are not aligned, I'd rather not just follow you just so that
Yeah.
I can customize my feed to fit my need. And I know that's selfish because sometimes we limit ourselves to like just setting people in category, which is not cool. But sometimes too, it's good to protect your mental health. Like it's
Yeah.
just
You
safer.
have to. You have to. Yep. You really have to. So I don't
So
think it's selfish
I
at
like
all
the
to do that.
idea of the diaspora network, and I was wondering what can we do? Like how can we bring that back? Like maybe not on Clubhouse, but like Instagram.
Let's bring
Instagram
it
is
back.
blowing
Yeah.
up.
Yeah.
But how can we bring that back? I think it's a really good idea, and I really like it, especially the in-person meeting we had that time when I was in Philly.
Yeah.
It was really good.
Yeah. Whatever you want to do, I'm with it. You tell me
Okay,
what your ideas are, I go behind it 100%.
good. I would think about something and look at like different platforms, and we can see what we can do about that.
Yeah. Cause anytime we focus on positivity, I think we winning. Cause there's so many people focusing on, like you said, the negativity because they know it'll be clickbait. They'll get
Yeah,
views, they'll get likes. Anytime we focus on the positivity and doing the right things, excuse me, like doing the right thing is always the right thing. It's
it
always
is.
good to look after for other people in our community. It's always good to connect and share resources. Like just showing love always wins over showing hate. So
Yeah,
anytime you want to get that back up and moving, let's do it.
absolutely. Let me
I'm
think
do it.
about a few ideas, and we can always like do that.
I still got the Instagram and all that stuff. I just gotta go log back into it. I'll send you the login and all that stuff. And whatever you want to do with the page, that's on you.
Okay,
Yeah, yeah.
I'll definitely
We'll
think
make
about
it
something, and
happen.
we can let you know.
All right, cool, cool, cool. Well,
Good.
listen, thank you so much for sitting down with me today, sis. It's been a
Oh, I'm
pleasure.
happy to do that.
If you back in Philadelphia, definitely hit me up. Me and Sabrina just bought this house too. The house that
Oh,
we had my
congratulations.
birthday
I feel like
cookout at.
sometimes I need a tour.
Yeah, 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 yeah. It's the same drawing. You remember when you came to my birthday
Oh, wait.
cookout?
Yeah, I remember. I was gonna
Yeah.
say you guys had a lot of arts. If you moved to a new place, I hope you took them away. I really like the arts.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Yeah, you know, my
Yeah.
baby is like she like does the interior design and all that stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. She was
Yep.
like, hey, look at this other artist, this artist. And I'm like, they are really pretty art.
Yeah, yep. Oh, well, thank you. I'll let
And
her
say
know
hi to
that.
her for me.
I definitely will. I definitely will.
Good.
Cool. But all right, Fatu, I'm gonna talk to you, all right?
No problem. Thank you so much for this. I really appreciate the time and also just talking about our common experiences.
Yeah. All right, cool. All right, well, everybody,
Bye.
Fatu. All right, and I'll put your links where they can follow you and all that stuff in the description, all that stuff.
I need a calmer to talk. Stack it up and then I put it all in the book.